What would you do if helping a stranger meant showing up late to the most important brunch of your life? My fiancé's family already thought I wasn't good enough for him, and that day, they thought I proved them right. But what they didn't know was that the woman I stopped for was about to flip their perfect little world upside down. Aaron warned me about his parents before I ever met them. "They're a little particular," he said once, stirring his coffee like he was trying not to spill a secret. That was his polite way of saying, "They're judgmental as hell." It wasn't just the way they dressed, though that was always flawless. It was the way they spoke in these perfectly measured sentences, with smiles that didn't quite reach their eyes. Every glance was like a silent performance review. The first time I shook his mother's hand, her eyes did a quick scan, head to toe, like she was running me through an invisible metal detector. My hair, my shoes, my posture. Everything was being silently cataloged. His dad wasn't much better. He had this way of asking personal questions like they were harmless, but you knew there was a right and wrong answer. "So, what did your father do for a living?" Wasn't just curiosity. It was his way of deciding whether you belonged in their world. I didn't come from money. My parents worked hard, and we had enough to be comfortable, but we didn't have country club comfortable, and Aaron knew it. He loved me anyway, but I could tell he felt caught between me and their approval. When his parents invited us to brunch at their country club, Aaron said, "This is your chance. They just need to get to know you. Once they do, they'll love you." I wanted to believe him, so I prepared like I was going to an interview for the most important job of my life, the job of being good enough. My outfit was conservative but classy. A cream blouse, a knee-length navy skirt, low heels. My hair was smooth, makeup subtle but flawless. I even practiced a few safe conversation topics, art exhibits, travel, charity work. That morning I looked in the mirror and thought, "This is it. I'm ready." We left early. Aaron was in a crisp suit, his tie just the right shade to match my skirt, a small detail we both noticed and smiled at. It felt like we were in sync. But halfway there, Aaron's eyes went wide. "Oh no." "What?" I asked. "The folder. For my dad. About that charity project." I glanced at the clock. "We have time. It's back at the apartment." He turned the car around before I could argue. We were cutting it close now. Aaron was focused on making up lost time, but that's when I saw her. An elderly woman, standing on the shoulder of the road beside a faded, dented sedan. Smoke curled from the hood. She held one arm out, half waving, half defeated, as car after car flew by without slowing. Her shoulders sagged. Her blouse stuck to her in the heat. She looked small, forgotten. "Aaron, pull over," I said. He didn't even glance at her. "We're already late. She needs help. She can call roadside assistance or a tow truck. She's been out here a while. No one's stopping." His grip tightened on the wheel. "We have my parents waiting." "And she has no one waiting," I said, already unbuckling my seatbelt. Aaron groaned, but he pulled over. "2 minutes," he said sharply. The woman's name was Marjorie. Her voice trembled as she explained that she was driving to visit her granddaughter when the car overheated. Her phone had died. She'd been standing there for almost 20 minutes, waving at strangers who never even looked her way. I popped the hood. My dad taught me enough about cars to spot the problem. A radiator hose had come loose. My dress caught dust, my hands blackened with grease. Aaron stood a few feet away, checking his watch like maybe it would save him from this moment. 25 minutes later, the car sputtered back to life. Marjorie's eyes welled up. "Honey, you have no idea what this means to me. You saved me today." I smiled. I just did what anyone should do. Aaron didn't say a word as we pulled back onto the road, but his silence wasn't neutral. It was heavy, radiating irritation. The country club was everything I expected. Valet parking, flower arrangements that probably cost more than my monthly rent, soft piano music drifting from somewhere invisible. Aaron's parents were already seated. His mother's eyes found me instantly. Her lips thinned. "You're late," she said, not even pretending it was a question. I explained about Marjorie, the smoke, the dead phone, the radiator. His dad's brow lifted slightly. His mom's expression didn't change. "That's nice," she said, with a tone that made nice sound like pathetic. "But punctuality shows respect for people's time." I swallowed the lump in my throat and smiled. Of course. The rest of brunch was stiff, every small talk exchange feeling like another test I was failing. I left that day feeling like I'd only cemented their low opinion of me. 3 days later, my phone rang. It was Aaron's mother, and she sounded different. "Darling, you won't believe this," she gushed. "Remember the woman you helped on Sunday? That was Marjorie Whitcomb." I didn't recognize the name. "She's the widow of Thomas Whitcomb, founder of Whitcomb Industries." Whitcomb Industries, a multi-billion-dollar empire. Marjorie wasn't just some old lady. She was one of the wealthiest women in the state, and apparently a major donor to the country club. "She told everyone how you stopped to help her. She's insisting we invite you to her charity gala as an honored guest." At the gala, Marjorie introduced me as the young lady who saved me. Suddenly, all the club members who barely glanced at me before were fawning over me. Aaron's parents beamed beside me as if they'd always believed in me. His mother even said to someone, "We always knew she had a good heart." But the best part? Marjorie and I actually became friends. She told me she'd been lonely since her husband passed, and that my kindness had reminded her that good people still existed. The same people who dismissed me now scrambled to stand beside me. My in-laws couldn't claim credit for this connection. It was all mine, born from a decision they would have never made. And every time my mother-in-law now says, "Oh, she's just wonderful," I think back to that brunch and smile. Funny thing about people who worship appearances. They don't see the beauty in doing the right thing until everyone else is watching. But sometimes, karma brings the spotlight to you anyway. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, have you ever had someone judge you only to eat their words later? And if you want more stories where karma shows up right on time, make sure you're subscribed.